The Lord just interpreted a dream that I had this morning, and He wants me to release it. This is not going to be for everybody. I need you to take this back to the Lord if you feel like it is for you. If you believe God is speaking to you about a new season, then I need you to listen to this. And again, take it back to Him. I literally just wrote these notes down, and He told me to release it, so I'm going to do that. Basically, I'm just going to go over some of the broad details of the dream first. And please know this is a dream of warning and instruction for this coming season. If you have already crossed over into your new season, this is especially important. If you are still in a season of preparation for your new season, this is also very important, but I need you guys to listen to this very carefully. It's a pretty straightforward dream, but it's still a valid message that you need to hear. So basically, I was in school and in a classroom. I'm just reading my notes here. It was very noisy and active. I had a notebook. And then during the dream, a girl was talking about listening to God, not talking so much to God, but listening to God more. And then in my notebook, there was like a list of cities and bills and amounts of money written down on a paper. And let's see, I'm trying to read my own handwriting. Okay, then I was there in the classroom after the next class was coming in. And so I was still sitting there and kind of I ended up talking to a couple of people who came in, and then I shoved all my stuff in my bag and I left. And on the way to wherever I was going next, I stopped, I think, at a jewelry store. And the guy behind the counter, there were two people working behind the counter. The guy behind the counter started asking me questions, and I asked him for the time. And I had my notebook open, and he happened to lean over the counter and look at the notebook and mention some of the things that were written on my list. And there were let's see, there were, I guess, some places written down, and for whatever reason he said St. Louis. Okay, so that might be for somebody. I don't know, but this is not what the Lord told me it was for. So St. Louis. And then he made a joke about all the money that I didn't have, and I joked back with him. Okay, so that was kind of the end of the dream. So the Lord gave me the interpretation, and it is this. Okay, this season, this is a warning, like I said. This is a season for learning, distractions, instructions, and remembering lessons. So being in the classroom was representative of learning. It being noisy and active was distractions. The notebook carried instructions. Okay, that's the symbol for instructions, is what the Lord said. And also what was written down, these different things that were written down, because it was a pretty thick notebook, it's remembering the lessons that we've learned so far. Okay, because what do you do in school? Usually you take notes while you're in class, and that's what you should already know, as your past notes should be what you already know. Okay, so the girl who was talking about listening more and not talking as much, it really is listening to God, saying less. And let's see. So it also is representative of staying too long in a season after you've been released. Okay, remember I sat in the classroom after the class was over and other students were coming in for the next class. And then stopping at the store, pit stops, and asking the wrong people about what is happening and what the timeline is for things. Okay? Getting off track, like the St. Louis things. Okay, the St. Louis thing. I don't know what that was. I don't even remember it being on my list. I don't know why it would have been on my list. But the man said, oh, St. Louis and a couple of other places, but St. Louis is what stuck out. And believing old lies and old beliefs, like when he made the joke about money. Okay, I've shared on this channel my recent and really current situation financially, but I also know the Lord is speaking different things about my own life. So That's why I think that he's saying, like, we're believing these old lies and old mindsets, okay? Um, so here's the warning. Too many voices. Too much talking. We need to listen more. You need to listen more, whoever this is for. Talk less and listen more. Get up and go. No more delays. Don't stay in the place that you've been released from. If you're moving into a new season, or if you have been placed in a new season, if God has spoken to you and said, you are no longer where you were, you are in a new place, I have taken you over, you have crossed over, you are no longer in the old season. If that has happened for you and he has spoken that to you, then you need to heed this word and you need to take it back to him and make sure that it's for you, but you need to take this seriously if it is, because if you have made mistakes like I have in the past seasons of repeating cycles and taking old things into the new places, or trying to make the old thing like the new thing, or make the new thing like the old thing, this is probably for you, because new seasons require new mindsets, new habits, new attitudes, new perspectives, new behaviors, new practices. New. It requires you to be new. It requires you to act new. It requires you to think new. It requires you to be new. And new is not old. New is not the same. New is unfamiliar, so it's going to be uncertain. There's going to be questions about how to do things, where to go, who to be, who to talk to, all those things that only God can lead you through, because this is God's plan. This is God's season for him to bring you into. So you have to listen to him for instruction. You have to listen to his voice above all other voices. You have to listen to his timeline over other people's opinions about what that timeline is or should be. You have to listen to his instructions above the distraction. You have to listen to him. Allow him to lead you. Allow him to tell you where to go. Allow him to tell you what to do. And when they are different than what has been in the past, that's good, because it's new. It's not the same. We can't treat this new season the same as we always have, the same as we have before. This is how people get stuck. This is how we stay too long. This is how we get off track. This is how we ruin the good thing that God is bringing, because we try to go back to what is familiar. We try to go back to what we already know. We try to return to what is comfortable for us, what feels safe for us. And that is where we stay too small. That is where we stay in a place too long that we no longer belong. Okay? So if this is for you, please take it to the Lord. Please ask him for more insight. Please ask him for more instruction. And in this season, be sure to not take the new thing and try to make it the old thing. Be blessed.